everybody! Today I wanted to do a video looking at the spring market. Spring has definitely sprung here in Indianapolis, and we are seeing homes come on the market and pend very quickly, much quicker than we were seeing even just last month. I've got some numbers to share with you, so let's get started. Now, the first thing I want to take a look at is the days of inventory. We have been trending upward close to around 2 months of inventory available in the recent months. But just running the numbers, we are now back around just over a month of inventory available. Now, I will say this data is specifically for single family homes. Indianapolis is primarily a single family home market. So that is what we look at here because it is the vast majority of our market. Now, looking at the homes that have come on the market in the last 30 days and the homes that have gone under contract in those same 30 days, we can see that that number is much lower. We are calling this the current market demand. So this is also backed up by the fact that we are now seeing on average the sales price be over 100% of the list price. That means homes are regularly selling above asking. So now I can tell you from personal experience, we are again seeing multiple offers on listings, especially under $300,000 price point. Now, I will say it's not as crazy as what we were seeing this time last year, but definitely as the price point gets lower, we are seeing a lot more competition. Now, I want to take a quick look at some of the hotter areas of the city that we are seeing right now. So, these are the submarkets that we are seeing on average go for over 100% or more of asking price. Particularly, I want to point out Warren Township and Wayne Township. In those two areas, we are seeing homes go significantly over asking price. Now, I will say that underscores my previous point because if you look at the price point here, these are the more affordable areas on this list. So that does drive demand greatly because, again, it's more accessible to more buyers. Now, I also want to point out that some of these areas do have a lot of available inventory, specifically Indianapolis Public Schools and Westfield, Washington. Now, there is a lot of new construction going on in Westfield, which I think accounts for a large majority of this available inventory. But even though both these markets have a lot of available inventory, the last 30 days we are seeing a lot of properties go under contract in both these areas. So, again, would anticipate some competition in these areas, but not necessarily as much as we're seeing in areas like Carmel, Hamilton Southeastern, and even Washington Township. Obviously, these areas are always super competitive, but at this time of year, it's ramped up even more. So let's take a look at the other half of the market. Now, I should say that these markets aren't necessarily as hot as the previous list, but you can see here, we are still getting on average almost 100% of asking price across the board. The market demand days here are slightly higher, but they are still far outpacing what we've seen in the last 30 days. Again, just like in the other one, there are some areas that have more inventory, specifically here, Franklin Township. Now, just like Westfield, this is an area that has a lot of new construction, so I do assume a large number of this available inventory to be in new construction. But you can see, even though it does have a large amount of inventory available, the market demand is far outpacing what is available. Now, if more homes continue to sell than are being listed, there could come a point where this area becomes much more competitive. And obviously, that is the case for any of the markets on this list. So I also wanted to take a look at this map that Realtor.com put out a couple days ago of where home prices are still increasing. You can see here in central Indiana, we are still up about 4 to 5% year over year and up 4% price per square foot from the previous month. Now, this is pretty much expected this time of year, no matter where you look. Prices are going to be going up because of buyer demand. So it's not entirely surprising to see this map be covered in mostly red. So where do we see the market going from here? Let's look back at the data from last year. As we can see, we had this big run up from January to June of last year, and then things sort of leveled off. And that's typically how our market runs. If we look at 2021, January to May, very similar run up there, same as 2020. So I do anticipate interest to level off a bit, especially after May and June. However, if you look at the data from this year, you can see that we've had a very abnormal year so far. Prices have actually gone down since December. Looking at our recent history, that just typically does not happen. Of course, this is due in large part to higher interest rates. We are now seeing the market respond as interest rates shift. So, if interest rates continue to drop, and I would say especially if they drop below 6%, I do anticipate a much more active middle of the year than we typically see in our market. So, if you are looking to buy right now, where should you be looking? Other than some of the areas that I mentioned previously that are a little bit slower, new construction still offers a fantastic opportunity. I am still getting emails like this one from Lennar advertising below market interest rates. Now, the key thing here is this: they're only good for a select period of time. This one is actually only good through the end of the month, which is Sunday. So, new construction is a fantastic way to get into a home. Builders are still obviously offering things like price reductions on top of these amazing interest rates. So, if you're considering buying, especially in the next few weeks or next few months, new construction is a fantastic opportunity. I'll be honest, I don't know how much longer we will see these kind of offers. If interest rates do drop down, these interest rate offers will be going away, and I would expect prices will start going up again like we've seen previously. So, if you're on the fence about buying a new home right now, feel free to reach out to me with any questions. I'm always here to help. So, I hope you found this information useful. If you have any questions, as always, my contact info is at the bottom of the screen. Thanks, and talk to you soon.